Okay, I'm working on the T1600 diesel Kubota rider mower again, and after servicing the engine, which I've done, I've changed the oil and the filters, I discovered that it could not run under load. So it must be these fuel filters or the fuel line or something inside the tank. So what I'm doing today is installing the two new filters, possibly cleaning the tank out, and also I do need to possibly replace a couple of fuel lines. It just depends what they're like condition wise. You can see that these ones under here, they're a bit rusty, but I've checked them and they all seem to be fine. So those ones I think I can pretty much safely say do not need to be replaced today, although maybe one day they will have to be done. They then go to the back of the machine where we have another fuel filter where the fuel pump is, and then it goes obviously to the tank. So what I'm going to do to begin with is remove the whole of this back panel section and also the seat so I can gain access to the top of the fuel tank, and that's going to, if nothing else, just give me much better visibility and space for changing the fuel filters. But I do need to inspect everything under here and make sure it's all clean. What a mess. I can see exactly what's happened here. Over the years, when a bit of fuel has been spilt when refueling, the grass has then got stuck to it when mowing, and it builds up. You can see a spider has made its web here. Ah, here it is now, just wondering why the roof has been taken off its house. Right, so before anything else, let's get this all cleaned up so that no more dirt can enter the tank. There we go, nice pile. It's also important to clean this out because if it gets on top of the gearbox, it can cause the gearbox to overheat. My intention is to remove the tank, so I'm going to remove this retaining bar, and that way I'm going to be able to hopefully get the tank out of there. Time to suck the old fuel out of there. Ugh, looks like somebody's put a load of soil in the tank. Must be an accumulation of debris from over the years. This probably explains why it wasn't running correctly. The fuel filters must be completely blocked up, if that's in the tank. Yep, as you can see from a visual inspection, that filter is totally blocked. I'm estimating there to be about 5 litres of fuel in there, so let's see if it will run out. Okay, so not a drip is even running through the filter. Take the filter off, and it's flowing well. That filter is totally blocked. No wonder the engine was struggling to run. Under load it was just bogging right down and throwing out black smoke. I've allowed the fuel to settle, and really there is next to no dirt in it at all. Having said this, I'm still going to filter it. The last few drips are coming out. I've taken 5 or 6 litres out of the machine. Now to remove the fuel tank. As I haven't worked on that many Kubota machines before, I was unfamiliar with how to remove the tanks on these. In the end, after quite a bit of struggling, I did discover one way of doing this. On the back of here, there is actually a removable plate which the fuel tank is mounted on. If you loosen the bolts on this, or in fact remove the bolts, it will make it much easier to then tilt the tank into a much easier position so that you can then lift it out. I did find it will only come out one way. Well, certainly the traditional build-up of grass and dust on top of the gearbox, allowing it not to cool properly. I'm going to give it a clean later. Before I clean the inside of the tank, let's just shake it and see what comes out. Ah yes, bit of water and mud or something, I don't know. Something which really should not be in there. Time to give the tank a really thorough clean inside and out. And this can be pressure washed. That's much better. This was nothing to do with the machine not running properly, but it is just going to allow it to operate much better in the future, because the last thing you want to do is overheat one of these gearboxes. It can cause no end of problems. This is a good time to give all the moving parts a good spray of grease. I will replace any fuel line which has been contaminated with dirt. This is the first of two new fuel filters, obviously genuine. What I'm going to do with this one is fit it to the back of the machine, the other one goes to the front, and also if you look closely on here there is actually a direction arrow, so you know which way the fuel should be flowing through it. Now the new fuel lines are fitted, it's a good opportunity to put the tank in. Now, as I said before, it does really only go in one way. Tilting it back and then sliding it under is the only way that I could find of doing this. But it did work quite well. There are other brands such as Izeki which literally do just lift out. So they are easier if you want to remove the tank, but this one really wasn't too difficult once I figured out how to do it. That is the clean fuel tank all installed with the new filter and new fuel line. You can also see the new fuel line fitted to the underside of the fuel tank here. Now it's time to reinstall the retaining bar. If you're wondering what this is, it's actually the knob for the neutral valve for the gearbox. It allows you to push the machine when the engine is not running. That is everything at the rear of the tractor done. Now I have the very strange situation where I have two fuel filters here. One of them somebody just obviously couldn't be bothered to remove, which is a genuine one. The other one is just some cheap generic one which is going to be replaced. I don't think it's got too much dirt in it because the primary filter removed most of it, but as I have a new one, it's good practice to put the new one in. Also, I think I'll go to a bit more effort than the previous person did and put it in the original holder. Yep, so it just very simply slides onto the new filter, and then it has a welded nut on the other side of the clip there, so you can just put the bolt through and tighten it onto the engine. I will just say as well, Sometimes I do replace all the fuel lines, but as these ones seem to be in really good condition, I didn't really see the point in doing that. Okay, so that's all done. What I'm going to do now is put some fuel in the tank, then turn the ignition on, allow it to pump around, and then I'll bleed the system, just bleed the lines, and hopefully it will work. So hopefully you can hear it's pumping. You can tell there's air in the system. The pump makes a fairly loud noise. But once it's circulated, I can then bleed the air out. All done. Right, let's start it up and give it a drive. And probably go mow a bit of grass as well. Perfect. Thanks for watching everybody. See you again soon.